I apologize for the previous problems. Yeah. Okay. Hello, I am Janelle Ma, the returning officer for the NUS Students Computing Club 18th Management Committee elections. Here are the results for this year's election. For the position of President, Hon Guang Yu Jeremy, with a total votes casted 255, total votes for 95, total votes against 69, total votes abstain 81, total votes void 10. Tan Yongming, total votes casted 255, total votes for 132, total votes against 21, total votes abstain 91, total votes void 11. Pursuant to clause 6.6 of the election standing order, I declare Tan Yongming elected with the net of with the net of 111 of yes votes casted as the president of the 18th Management Committee. For the position of Vice President of External Relations, Andrew Zheng Kang, total votes casted 255, total votes for 162, total votes against 4, total votes abstain 77, total votes void 12. Pursuant to the clause of 6.7 of the election standing order, I declare that Andrew Zheng Kang elected with 97.6% of the votes casted as the Vice President of External Relations. For the position of Vice President Operations and Projects, Lim Hui Qi, total votes casted 255, total votes for 79, total votes against 78, total votes abstain 89, total votes spoiled 9. Ng Zikai, total votes casted 255, total votes for 154, total votes against 29, total votes abstain 162, total votes void 10. Pursuant to the clause 6.6 of the election standing order, I declare Ng Zikai elected with a net of 10. I'm sorry, there seems to be an error in the calculation. Give me a moment to recalculate this. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. Sorry for that. Pursuant to clause 6.6 of the election standing order, I declare Ng Zikai elected with a net of 125 of yes votes casted as the Vice President of Operations and Projects. For the position of Vice President of Human Resource and Development, Thenaesh Elango, total votes casted 255, total votes for 131, total votes against 30, total votes abstain 85, total votes void 9. Pursuant to clause 6.7 of the election standing order, I declare Thenaesh Elango elected with 81.4% of the votes casted as the Vice President of Human Resource and Development. For the position of Finance Secretary, Shao Hui. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 119. Total votes against 17. Total votes abstain 110. And total votes void 9. Pursuant to Clause 6.7 of the Election Standing Order, I declare Shao Hui elected with 87.5% of the votes casted as the Finance Secretary. For the position of Director of Publicity, Juliana Seng. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 187. Total votes against 2. Total abstain 30. Total void 36. Pursuant to Clause 6.7 of the Election Standing Order, I declare Juliana Seng elected with 98.9% of the votes casted as the Director of Publicity. For the position of Director of Alumni Relations, Jia Lin. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 144. Total votes against 4. Total votes abstain 97. Total votes void 10. Pursuant to Clause 6.7 of the Election Standing Order, I declare Jia Lin elected with 97.3% of votes casted as the Director of Alumni Relations. For the position of Director of FOP, Lim Hui Qi. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 146. Total votes against 7. Total votes abstain 92. Total votes void 10. Pursuant to Clause 6.7 of the Election Standing Order, I declare Lim Hui Qi elected with 95.4% of the votes casted as the Director of Freshman Orientation Projects. For the position of Director of Logistics, So Wei Hao. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 74. Total votes against 34. Total votes abstain 137. Total votes void 10. Dylan Seng Yongjie. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 81. Total votes against 26. Total votes abstain 139. Total votes void 9. Pursuant to Clause 6.6 of the Election Standing Order, I declare Dylan Seng Yongjie elected with a net of 55 yes votes casted as the Director of Logistics. For the position of Director of Welfare, Chen Rui-wen. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 64. Total votes against 52. Total votes abstain 133. Total votes void 6. Terence Chok Kerwin. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 118. Total votes against 20. Total votes abstain 107. Total votes void 10. Pursuant to Clause 6.6 of the Election Standing Order, I declare Terence Chok Kerwin with a net of 98 of yes votes counted as the Director of Welfare. For the position of Director of Sports, Jaden Shen. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 143. Total votes against 19. Total votes abstain 81. Total votes void 12. Pursuant to clause 6.7 of the election standing order, I declare Jaden Shen elected with 88.3% of the votes casted as the Director of Sports. For the position of Director of Academic Liaison, Lim Hui Qi. Total votes casted 255. Total votes for 111. Total votes against 9. Total votes abstain 125. Total votes void 10. Pursuant to clause 6.7 of the election standing order, I declare Lim Hui Qi elected with 92.5% of votes casted as the Director of Academic Liaison. Okay, thank you for watching. There we go, done.